Hi, MJ.
Hey.
For some reason, we didn't charge this battery, so hopefully it doesn't die all of a sudden.
Yeah.
How are things with you, MJ?
Fine, except for the fact that you just woke me up like 5 minutes ago.
Well, it is almost 3, MJ, and we're finally, after 2 weeks, we've been stuck in all this snow. Look at all this.
Yeah, I was going to show this in
Look
some
at
of
all
the
this.
videos I did, but it was too dark every time I did them.
Well, now
all
we're...
the snow I shoveled.
And now we're finally out. And, you know, MJ, you should perk up, because today is the return of...
What?
The return of... Come on.
Oh, yeah!
Joe Frantz.
Hey, Joe Frantz, did that seem staged?
Well, it was, Joe, it was.
Stage. Hey, no, but listen, and look, it's been a while since I've been on one of your, since I've been down to Baltimore to visit you guys.
You haven't been here since last May, Joe.
I know.
Yeah,
What's going on with you?
I know. Well, I've been very busy. We've been working on a sequel book to Dream Seller. The
Yes!
sequel book coming up. Thank you, thank you. But guys, you guys are my best friends. But I want to say I'm a little upset.
What's wrong,
I'm
Joe?
not exactly 100% stoked to be here. When you said we were going to see the Wolfman, what I heard on the phone was re-release, not remake. Why do they have to remake one of my favorite films?
Joe, they remake everything, Joe.
Lon Chaney Jr. did such a good job in the original.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you see. Okay. Here's my problem with these. I'm trying not to curse. I'm very upset. I'm very emotional. A digital Wolfman? Why does it have to be a digital Wolfman? Why do you have to do that, God? Why? A digital Wolfman?
At least it's Benicio del Toro. He always does good stuff.
He's a great actor.
At least.
He's a great actor, at least. Now let me tell you why I have a problem with this. I'm going to do it very briefly, okay? Characters like the Wolfman and Jekyll and Hyde, they're half man, half beast, okay? That's why we all can identify with them, okay? Now, when you take a brilliant makeup artist like Jack Pierce or Rick Baker and they put prosthetics on a human being, and the human being has to draw upon his animal instincts and create a beast that's a human with makeup on, something very, very special and unique happens.
I agree.
A digital Wolfman? You know how uninteresting that is? It's like when we saw Terminator and there were digital explosions.
Yeah.
The great thing about explosions is there's real human beings by something dangerous, okay? The great things about a human being in makeup is that they have to act and they have to become that wolf.
Jeez, Joe, you're passionate about this.
Here's how uninteresting this film will be. Here's how uninteresting the Wolfman will be. I would rather go to the library and watch some kid check his email. Like, that's the effects crew in this movie.
Joe, I want to let you know one thing, though. If you're already...
there needs to be more whiskers. Wait. That, to me, is more interesting to watch.
Well, Joe, listen for a minute, though. If you're already this mad, you're going to get madder.
Why?
Remember I told you we were going to get passes to see this movie?
Yeah.
The sphincters of the job won't give us passes,
What?
Joe. We can't get passes.
Wait. I got to pay for this?
Yeah, you got to pay, Joe.
Wait. Who was supposed to give you passes?
The theater, and they wouldn't give them.
Who in the theater?
One of the managers was like, no, we'll get swam today.
So you work at the theater, and one of the perks is you get to see free movies.
Yeah.
And they won't give you passes to see this film?
Well, I think school's off, and if it's too crowded, then, you know, it becomes an issue. Maybe that's why.
What kid's gonna see an R-rated movie?
I don't know. They said we're getting swammed.
We're getting slammed. We're getting slammed. You know what? Your manager should be way more concerned about the rat problem. I read in the paper that the Board of Health was there. There are rats living in the walls, taking loads of popcorn and hiding them in nests in the walls. The walls move because of all the rats, and he's worried about giving you free pass. I'm sorry, dude. I'm just upset. Don't want to see a digital Wolfman.
Joe, calm down, Joe. Calm down.
I'm cool now. I'm cool. Let's go. I'm happy to see you guys. I love you.
Yeah.
I love you. I do. I love you. I'll hug you. All right, let's go see the digital Wolfman.
Okay. Hey, MJ.
Hey.
Hey, Joe.
Hello.
Well, you know, Joe.
Sorry about that, guys. Sorry I freaked out back there. I don't know.
Joe, you're going crazy.
Sorry.
Did you stop taking your medication or something?
This is so goddamn loud over here. I can't even...
I know, it's hard to hear.
Where are
It's like that thing is really loud.
Where are we? What?
We're in the Landmark, parking in the Whole Foods parking lot, Joe. What?
No.
We're in Baltimore City, Joe.
Of all the places to record, why are you recording here?
I don't know. It's a parking lot. People might wonder what the parking lot looks like.
At least we're alone here.
And we're alone in private here.
There's nobody to bug us.
Isn't there a song about that?
What?
I think we're in love now. Doesn't seem to be anyone around.
Man, there sure is a lot of snow here, Joe, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's like the snow world.
Philly got it pretty good too, but it's not quite as deep as it is here. Look at this.
Look at this stuff.
It's a winter wonderland. It's a winter wonderland.
I know. It's too bad this didn't happen during Christmas.
Wait, when's this global warming gonna start?
I don't know. I have to ask Al Gore about it.
You know, when I was a kid, they were afraid the ice age is coming. Then, like the late '80s, it became what do we call the greenhouse effect, and then it became global warming. Now
Don't trip on that ice.
Now it's climate change. So apparently, it can get cold or hot. It doesn't matter. It's still our fault.
Joe, what do you have there?
I'll tell you what though, one of the great things about this movie theater is there's actually a bar here, and Sean won't film at the bar because he doesn't think we're allowed to film here, which is fine, but if I'm going to see a Digital Wolfman movie, I'm going to get nice and drunk. Why do I always look for an excuse to get drunk on these things?
I don't know. It's like a character trait, you know what I mean? Each person has their own character trait.
What's the most amount of beers you've had in one day, Joe?
The most amount of beers in one sitting?
In one sitting.
36.
You know
Whoa.
what it's like?
Light beer though.
Oh, jeez.
It's like the Peanuts. Like, Linus has the blanket, Lucy's a bitch, Shorter plays the piano, Peppermint Patty's a lesbian, and Joe Frantz likes to find an excuse to get drunk.
And what's your character trait?
My character trait is I always have problems and everything that Sean wants to do.
And you have really messed up hair today, too.
Yes, no, it's not messed up hair. I woke up because you woke. See, right there.
You guys are like an old married couple. Well, all right, here we go. The Digital Wolfman, Part 2.
Hey, Joe. Hey, MJ.
You told us to get close, so is this close enough?
Otherwise, I can't hear you guys, and I have to do like back and forth like this and this and all that business.
I'll project. What did you think?
Honestly, well, I'm not quite as critical as you guys are. Honestly, it wasn't bad. I'll admit it did need work. You know, I'll admit it wasn't perfect, but I really did like it. It was pretty cool, especially, and of course this is to be expected, when he became the wolf is when it really picked up. I admit, the very opening needed work.
Yeah, some of it was a little slow. It was a little bit like...
Some of it was slow, but if you're listening, it makes it like... Usually when you listen to what they say, but like when I go to watch it back, I already know when I get the DVD, which I am, I'm going to skip right to the part where he becomes the wolf. It really, especially the second time he became the wolf, it really picked up.
Now, one thing though you were saying, Joe, was you were saying it was all CGI. It wasn't all CGI. A lot of it was actually a guy in a Rick Baker mask and a suit. But like the transformation and a lot of the running scenes were CGI.
I will agree with you in that. I mean, you had some good points. I didn't hate it as much as I thought. I have a new rating system. The rating system is if you see it at Walmart in the bargain bin, how much would you pay? I would pay $1. That means I didn't entirely hate it. But there were about 7 seconds of the werewolf that I did like, and that's when they got it to look almost as good as a dude in a mask. Which, take that any way you want. The second thing I really had a problem with was, alright, CGI werewolf, whatever, everyone's doing CGI, you can't pay Rick Baker enough or whoever, that's fine. But, why do you need digital? There's a bear in the movie, it's a digital bear. Dude, I had a friend who had a kiddie party, they had someone come with a bear for $300. What, you couldn't spend $300 on a bear? Okay, that's fine, maybe you couldn't control the bear and get it to go grrr. But there's a digital deer! They tie up a deer to a thing. Why does the deer have to be digital? There's deer everywhere. Sorry.
Now, Joe, you were talking about your werewolf face, though. You should at least do your werewolf face.
I'll do that later. I don't have it with me.
Okay.
I don't have it with me. But
all right.
That's to come, ladies and gentlemen, so stay tuned. You're going to see Joe Frantz's werewolf face.
But the movie, though,
Just like in the movie, in this vlog, you're waiting for him to become the wolf. That's what it's like.
Everyone wants to see the werewolf.
That's another thing. I think, see, it's always good for there to be a build-up. I think the one thing this problem has was, I think we had to wait just a little too long before he first became the wolf. That's the one little problem.
The thing is, the movie's not awful. It's worth seeing. You know, it is worth seeing. It's at least, you know, a 2.5, 3-star movie. It's not a perfect movie. See, it had really good cinematography, really good lighting, really good look, and Danny Elfman's music was great.
But I will say this. I will say this. It had a movie that has the best cinematography. You know, great budget, great acting, great music, great sound effects. Why didn't we care about any of the characters? There's nothing about character development. We have a guy who's you know, Del Toro plays this actor. He's a Shakespearean actor. There's no reason why he was an actor. I didn't give a crap about any of those characters, and that was my big problem with it. I can even deal with the digital werewolf because a lot of Hollywood guys are sissies and they're afraid to do prosthetics. By the way, Was American Werewolf in London 1,000 times better? Like
yes.
Yeah.
Why
and that was like 20. I know. It's
25 years later, it's 20 times as bad. Why? American Werewolf
because
in London.
people love CGI.
Why do people love CGI?
I don't know.
When prosthetics and makeup are better.
I don't know.
Why?
I felt the same way about Avatar.
Really?
We actually did see Avatar, you know, and we didn't review it because we saw it. You know, we didn't have our camera, but it was all right. It wasn't great, but
the thing with that was, it's like with this. At points it looked good, but I can't get into it because at points all of a sudden I'm like blocked out because it looks like a video game.
But I will admit, it was worth seeing, and there wasn't anything wrong with it. I know we gave it a lot of problems, but it is worth seeing, though.
Now, see, but with Wolfman, honestly, out of 5 stars, I really would give it 3.5. It wasn't bad. I mean,
maybe 3.5.
No, I'd give it 3.5.
Out of 5?
Out of 5.
3.5 out of 5, 3 out of 5. I give it $1 if I see it in the bargain bin at Walmart.
All right, Joe. So I guess that means you aren't telling people to bother seeing it then.
I would see it, but with this caveat. It will make you grateful that you know where the fast forward button is.
Well, MJ, we finally found a way out of this garage we go to every time and get lost and go the wrong way.
It's never my problem. I always just follow what you do, and you're always just complaining, and it's a lot of ice on that thing right there.
What thing?
Is this a dilemma with you guys?
Every time we come here with everybody, with the Red Bomb Show, with Victor, everyone we know, we come to this area.
And you can never find your way out of this parking lot?
Never. We always go out the wrong way and then have to walk all around a whole mile and circle the whole place. If you go out the wrong way, you get taken out on the back. Then you have to figure everything out.
What are we doing here?
Going to Soundgarden, Joe.
There again.
What's the problem with Soundgarden, MJ?
You're a compulsive nut. Every time we come here, that's the one place you always go.
Is it really?
It is.
Yeah, it is, Joe. Every time.
But how come you don't just get music off the internet like everyone else in your generation? I'm
I
not saying
don't-
steal it illegally and pirate it. I'm saying iTunes and all that.
Joe, do you like them doing that to your movie, Ming
No,
Hanks?
I'm not saying pirate. I'm just saying there's iTunes and all that stuff. Isn't your generation supposed to like all that?
No, I don't like any of that crap.
Our generation, well, you're kind of thinking of the next generation.
And first of all, me and MJ are different generations. MJ's 35.
Oh, man.
This way, MJ. Over all this slippery ice that was neglected by the, you know, the city. On my arse.
Wait, we should do it this way because the light.
Joe, it looks fine this way.
Yes, sir. Are you recording?
Yes, Joe.
All right, so I have a little story to tell.
If I do it this way, yeah, the light's better this way.
I told you. See.
Yeah, but I walked over and showed the snow piles.
No, so originally, when I thought I was coming to see the re-release of the 1941 Wolfman with Lon Chaney Jr., I printed something out because when I was a kid, I wanted to become a werewolf. I don't know if you guys know this. It was a book called by, I think, Thomas Aylesworth called Werewolves or something like that.
Right.
And in the book it said if you wanted to become a werewolf, it gave you ways to do it. And one of the ways is actually pray to the devil that you can become a werewolf. And I actually did that. Well, Lord, I am sorry. But anyway, I used to practice making a werewolf face based on this picture. And I can still make the face. All right, here we go. You ready? I used to practice this in the mirror when I was 7. It's completely embarrassing, but
It's fine.
well, that's my story.
Oh, I love that story, Joe.
Let's go to Kmart.
You mean the big K, Joe? You want to bring that picture along with you to remember it?
No, I'm gonna put this in the car.
Oh, okay. Hey, Joe, what are you looking at?
Hey, I don't know. I don't know about this, but here, something I've been wanting to get for a while, and I just finally saw it, is the Basil Rathbone Sherlock Holmes
Oh, yes.
films. Here's 4 of them, and for $9.99. So, and then this looks. For some reason, I just don't think I'm
Suicide
gonna like
Kings.
this, but it's for.
I think that's been
$5.
in the $5 bin since $5 bins began.
Yeah.
Like I remember seeing that and like Godzilla and Spice World and some of those since the beginning.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where you're like, you know, it's gonna be your basically, you know, generic gangster movie. So I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Poop eye.
Okay, you guys don't understand. Some of my favorite animation, and I'm a big animation buff. You may have seen the pilot that I did for MTV, Bamimation, that of course never made it as a series because they changed their entire network after it tested through the roof with test audiences. But anyway, these original Popeye cartoons by the Fleischer Studio were amazing. They did this like a 3D effect.
Max Fleischer.
and they would do layers of glass, like layers and layers, and actually the field of animation would be this big, and the foreground would be here, so that actually throw the focus off in the background. They actually move the camera along with the background to make it look like he's walking through this 3D environment. It's an amazing effect. Anyway, well, I guess we found something else I'm going to spend my hard-earned money on.
Oh, Joe, here we are at a liquor store, right?
No.
What do you mean?
We're not at a liquor store. We're at liquor.
Oh.
Where I'm going to buy beer. And later, we can go to restaurant and get hamburger and fries.
So when you go to liquor, you're just gonna buy liquor, you're not gonna liquor?
Rubber buns and liquor. I'm too old for this. Let's go.
Yeah, Joe, you are 46.
And I'm not drunk enough to be laughing at these horrible jokes.
I know. You're making really bad jokes, Joe.
You will be.
And you were making even worse jokes, MJ, with you and your squiggled up hair today.
Look who's talking.
Dude,
Now we're in our element. It's like total freezing in here. Isn't this like your kind of temperature?
You hit the nail on the head when you said in our element. It is amazing. It's basically colder than it is outside, and I feel great.
You could just stay in here all day.
Oh, you have no idea how good this feels.
Although you would probably die if you were in here more than an hour. It'd be your end.
No,
But you die in a nice, cool way.
No, I've hung with my dad in places like this all the time for hours. He would stand here, the guy would be telling him, "Now this beer we've imported," and he'd just talk, and I just sitting there like.
And if you wanted to hide from zombies, Joe, would you hide in here with all this beer?
I would barricade myself in here and cram back here.
Yeah.
And just watch the zombies through this glass and just get drunk and give them the finger.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be my life. I bet you there's enough beer in here. I could be stockpiled for a good week, maybe 10 days.
Yeah. What are you gonna do with all the bottles? Just throw them in the back there?
I can recycle.
Watch your language, Joe. I have to bleep this now.
I didn't say I didn't curse.
It's gonna cut it real cheap. It's gonna be like and then to another line, Joe.
No, I said it would be my luck to recycle.
Yeah, Joe. Watch your language.
I'm sorry, you two.
I'm offended. Hey, Joe, we're going to El Salto. You ready for some authentic Mexican food?
Oh, we're going to L. That's all it's set up with. The thing was L.
Yeah, half the signs burn out. So it's called L, so that means there's a big discount
It's
today.
called El Salto Authentic Mexican food. Joe?
No, it's pull. It's not push.
Joe,
Okay.
what is the matter with you?
Thank you.
Hi, Joe. We're live on Stickem right now, aren't we? Hi, MJ. Nice hat.
I was forced to wear this.
How's it going, Joe? What's new with you?
It's going good. I'm happily indulging here. We're live on.
And non-alcoholic beer?
This is non-alcoholic beer called Miller Lite.
Mm-hmm.
And in conclusion, what have we learned today?
I don't know, I guess you can make a really good Wolfman face.
No, I would say that, in retrospect, the Wolfman did offer some, what would you call your favorite moments in the Wolfman?
Well, my favorite moments, one of my all-time favorites, was something that reminds me of something they would have done in the original. Of course, it wouldn't look this sharp, but it was when he was running on the rooftops and he climbs on that statue of the wings and just howls into the sky, the way the music flows. Danny Elfman, by the way, one of the best music composers, and it just, like, that moment I had this really great feeling. I'm like, oh, this just got way better. This is awesome.
John?
I have nothing else to say, Joe. I'm ending this with you. Were you glad you came back to Baltimore to see us again?
I would say that there was a lot of homage moments in the Wolfman. The Dream Within the Dream, that was an American Werewolf in London. The Face, that was an homage to the Lon Chaney Wolfman movies. There was a couple references to the Werewolf of London. The Curse of the Werewolf when he was on the bell tower, and you know, the big chest, the big swollen chest that he had.
Yeah.
I thought there were a lot of great moments in the film. The more I drink, the more I ended up liking it.